Feminist Mafia with César Vidal and Cristina Seguí. Very good morning, very good afternoon, very good evening, and above all, very welcome to this exciting, dangerous, full of curves trip that we have every weekend on that filthy miasma, that putrid sewer, and that stinking swamp that is the Feminist Mafia. As always, driving the ship with her forcefulness, with her wisdom, and with her incomparable style. Cristina Seguí is with us. Cristina, good evening. Where are we going to move today in the Feminist Mafia? Which, by the way, the more I think about it, the more I envy you the name because it is perfect.
Well, let's see. First of all, thank goodness we're back because we're piling up a lot of work. I spent a summer worried because I think I have the script for the next 6 months and you can't go on vacation. In the end, the people who have written to us are right. That is, we are of prime necessity. We have taken too much.
I have started my vacations today because I have been working on other things, and I know that Mr. Lorenzo Ramirez is doing the same because he is writing what seems to be the definitive work on the March 11 attacks, and Mr. Isaac has not slept during this summer. Yes,
Too
yes,
much.
of
No,
course,
no, no,
this
no, no.
vacation
The
thing
whole
is
current
debatable.
scenario has changed everything. We left the previous program saying we were going to talk about Sound of Freedom. We don't have to wait because I haven't seen the movie yet. It hasn't been released here. If it has been released, I haven't noticed.
No, I think it will be released in October.
Well, we have to talk about the Rubiales affair, which, although it is a very hackneyed affair in Spain, firstly, it is not over. Secondly, it is opening the hunting season, and when I say hunting season, I mean deer hunting from now on, but in an absolutely deadly way. If we have now seen feminist hunts, it is because we did not know what we were talking about. And I believe that our friends on the other side of the pond have not understood it well. Rubiales is the former, and because he has just resigned, former president of the Spanish Football Federation, a man who has not managed to bring down 24 million euros of kickbacks from the Super Cup to the Arab countries with Piqué and the famous Ruby, and those recordings, those conversations that, well, they didn't matter at the time.
All predicted in a minute, that is, this matter has appeared from beginning to end.
But this man starts walking a tightrope the same day, 10 minutes after the Spanish women's national soccer team.
Typical bachelorette party mess. Let's see the video in which Rubiales grabs one of the players, precisely the one who had missed the penalty. He grabs her and asks her if he can give her a peck.
Then we say that nothing happens when there are many women together.
He asks him if he can give her a spike, and he says yes.
This affair has seemed from the beginning to bachelorette, a typical bachelorette party mess.
Rubiales says no, and Rubiales says yes, and Rubiales says yes.
Let's see the video in which Rubiales grabs one of the players.
This issue that has come up on this side of the ocean.
Grabs one of the players, precisely the one who had missed the penalty.
On this side of the ocean,
her and asks her if he can give her a peck, aware that first there was a previous friendship between them.
Also with
one, that first there was a previous friendship, and second that Jenny prefers Rubiales' wife to Rubiales.
To take away a job seems very excessive to me.
But this has not only
been he grabs her and says, Jenny, a pick, and Jenny says, okay, so far, so good, let's watch the video.
Those Dominos games. You throw one and suddenly they all fall. It has been absolute madness. This gentleman ends up coming out in a meeting saying, I will not resign, when everyone thought he was going to serve his own head on a
Well, you understand, because this topic that has jumped to this side of the ocean, on this side of the ocean, you can't explain it to anyone.
From the Ministry of Functions,
and well,
starts to make calculations and starts to say, this one, I want this one, I want this one. Well, watch
Woody
out.
Allen made a face and said, I think that for giving a kiss, I think that taking away a job is very excessive.
Well, let's go to the video.
But this has not only
been
an issue that has affected Rubiales. This has been like one of those Dominos games. You throw one and suddenly they all fall. It has been absolute madness. This gentleman ends up coming out in a meeting saying, I am not going to resign. I am not going to resign. when everyone thought he was going to serve his own head on a silver platter. There is a camera that records one by one all those who start applauding Rubiales and Mrs. Montero from the calculation and starts doing this. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Even the coach of Mataró fell. That is, it is not that he does not fall in the first swords. Well, let's see the video of Rubiales. Let's see the video of Rubiales saying, I will not resign, exactly 1 week before he fell.
Are we going to resign?
I think so. I'm not going to resign, Dimitar. Resign. I am not going to resign.
Rubiales says, I will not resign. The following video is published in which the protagonist, who came out exactly 24 hours after Rubiales said, I'm not going to resign, and at the request of the public prosecutor's office, well, she comes out saying that indeed Rubiales had told her that he was not going to resign. That Rubiales had in fact sexually assaulted her for that kiss. Then the following video is leaked in which Rubiales is asked again for a kiss, and he says, no, I'm ashamed, and we do not know who recorded this. Apparently a player. Rubiales puts it in a safe place and sends it to FIFA to see if they will spare his life. But, well, there has not been. The truth is that there has been no luck. This man has fallen, and that's it. Let's see the video.
What is this? It is Oporia you or Rooms Tingla. Tingla, Tigra, second point. I'm going to pull me out of the story. It's hard freeze. What are you going to feel?
Champion Nasco. Okay. We've got the sequence. All right. Right away, Jennifer Hermoso becomes, do you remember Zahida Cantera?
Yes.
Well, the famous military woman who denounces harassment ends up becoming a deputy in the ranks of the Socialist Party. She submits herself to the superior who, in theory, had sexually harassed her. A kind of summary trial. Well, but there were things that have not been told in this matter. For example, how can it be that the main person affected in all this, Jennifer Hermoso, goes from saying in the media that absolutely nothing is wrong, that they are friends, and that the important thing is that they have won the World Cup, to 24 hours later issue a statement, certainly not written by her, in which she radically states that this gentleman has sexually assaulted her? Good. Because that position of Jennifer Hermoso is harangued by players of the national team, specifically a couple of players of the national team, and all those who had left before the World Cup, who basically had formed a union called FootPro. Okay? These ladies had outstanding grievances with the Federation Board, obviously also with Bilda, the coach of the team, a union that has received €500,000 from the government of Spain, and who the union has received €500,000 from the Spanish government and writes the communique to Jennifer Hermoso 24 hours after meeting with the vice president of the acting government, Yolanda Diaz. The truth is that I believe that the relationship is more than, and that change is more than evident. Is more than evident? Is that right? we have to recognize that this lady is not one of the most professional or one of the most meritocratic, because I am referring to Jennifer Hermoso, obviously, because she is just the only one who misses a penalty in the final. A man does it.
It even seems that Rubiales insisted that she should not worry, that the important thing is that they were champions, and even if she had already missed the penalty, anyone can miss it.
He was left with... I try to console her, aware that this lady is surely not going to play another World Cup. Apparently she plays in a Mexican team. That is to say that she has 4 years left, and maybe she has seen the opportunity to have a little position in the Spanish Federation or in the FIFA or in the International Olympic Committee, following the path of one who invented a story with the sponsorship of these people.